Hello, my valuable and precious mortal soul. This is Venus Callida here with my little friend Dancing Pudding. Dancing Pudding and I are here because it's National Vanilla Pudding Day, and we wanted to celebrate with a very lovely, very tasty, very yummy recipe for you. So come on in and let's play. Get your craniums contemplating. Here comes round one. Riddle me this. How does a glass of dairy introduce itself in Spanish? Do 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 do. Riddle number two. I'm a powder and a compound word. My first half rhymes with horn, honk, honk. The second half rhymes with march, shonk, shonk, shonk. What could I be? Da 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 da. Riddle number three. Did you hear the one about the guy floating in the Dead Sea? Oh. Hmm. Riddle number four. Did you know I can eat sweeteners with either my left hand or my right hand? Do you know what that makes me? Do 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 do. Dun dun. Riddle number five. What has to be broken before you can use it? Riddle number six. When it comes to popcorn flavors, this is the one that some like most. It's a type of dairy product that you might spread upon your toast. What am I? Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Riddle number seven. The real version of me is very expensive, so most of you own the artificial version. I'm gotten from squeezing me out of dark beans from an exotic floral plant that only blooms once a year. What could I be? Time's up. All right, let's see if your craniums crack my codes. In riddle number one, how does a glass of dairy introduce itself in Spanish? Hola, soy milk. Soy milk. We're going to need 3 cups of whole milk divided. Riddle number two, I'm a powder and a compound word. My first half rhymes with horn, honk, honk. The second half rhymes with march, shoo, shoo. What could I be? Corn starch. Corn march, cornstarch. We'll need 3 tablespoons of cornstarch for this recipe. Riddle number 3. Did you hear the one about the guy floating in the Dead Sea? Nah. Nah, N-A in the periodic table, salt. N-A salt. Yay, add a pinch of salt to taste. Riddle number 4. Did you know I can eat sweeteners with either my left hand or my right hand? You know what that makes me? I'm ambidextrous. Like dextrose, ambidextrose, instead of ambidextrous, two-handed. Yay, dextrose is, what is it? Sugar. We'll need 3/4 cups of sugar for this recipe. Riddle number 5. When it comes to popcorn flavors, this is the one that some like most. It's a type of dairy product that you might spread upon your toast. What am I? Dun 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 dun, butter. We'll need 1 tablespoon of butter for this recipe. In riddle number 7, the real version of me is very expensive, so most of you own the artificial version. I'm gotten from squeezing me out of dark beans from an exotic floral plant that only blooms once a year. What could it be? It's the orchid plant, specifically the vanilla bean orchid plant. And so we'll need 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract for this recipe. You can also use artificial, but the pure really has it's really there. It's got a really nice taste. And so Venus, you may be pondering, what does this make? It's an easy homemade vanilla pudding recipe from scratch. It's an old-timey recipe, so it's going to be really yum. So forget box mixes or prepackaged pudding cups. Making homemade vanilla pudding is as easy as can be, and the results are just so delicious. Here's how we make it. In a small bowl, whisk together a quarter cup of the milk with the cornstarch. Set it aside. In a medium saucepan, whisk together the remaining milk, salt, and sugar. Allow the mixture to heat over medium heat until it's steaming. Do not let it boil. While the milk heats, whisk the egg yolks in a separate small bowl. Once the milk is steaming, slowly stream a half cup of the hot milk mixture into the egg yolks, whisking constantly while you do it so we don't create a scrambled egg thing. So it must be hot milk into the eggs. Whisking, whisking. Slowly add the egg yolk mixture back to the pot, followed by the cornstarch mixture. Continue to cook over the medium heat, whisking it constantly, so don't stop stirring. Time to get your guns in working order until the mixture starts to simmer and has thickened. Remove from the heat, whisk in the butter and the vanilla, and pour the final mixture. Once the butter and vanilla are completely stirred in and melted, pour this mixture into your individual serving dishes. So sorry. Top each with a layer of plastic wrap, touching the top of the pudding to prevent a skin from forming. A lot of people hate the skin. They don't like the texture. I personally love it, so I would just put the plastic wrap where there's a little bit of air gap between the plastic and the pudding. Now also make sure it's cooled down a bit before putting the plastic wrap, touching the pudding, because you don't want it to melt in. And you can keep it like that just for a few minutes so that you can just whip off the plastic tops to serve it warm for your guests, or you allow it to chill for several hours before you serving it. So once the plastic wrap is on, of course you've let it cool down room temperature, put that plastic wrap, get it into the fridge for cooling. And in the chef notes, this pudding stands alone. It really does. But it can also be used as a fantastic base to fruit layers like bananas or raspberry. I used to make this, and I would cut the bananas so the center core that's as straight as possible goes straight down into the middle of the pudding. Sorry. And just for funnies, I might buy those little licorice strings, the stringy ones, and put the black one, because I don't mind that anise taste, into the top of the banana so it kind of looks like a little dynamite stick. But without the licorice, the banana, the flavor will infuse with the vanilla, and it's so nice. Another fruit that I would use is raspberries. So what I used to do is I would line the graham cracker shell. I would put little graham crackers in the bottom of the sides, and I would tip the glasses onto a side so the graham cracker kind of fill one little side and make a diagonal. And then you line it with the banana slices or raspberry berries, and then put the vanilla in. So you've got this little diagonal of other color. And the fruit will infuse into it. And with raspberry pudding, I always found mixes of bananas, raspberries, or both together was my favorite to mix with this vanilla recipe. So I hope you enjoyed today's Riddle Me Recipe Blitz. Happy Vanilla Pudding Day.